Hi, I'm Alex Archbold. I've been buying and selling antiques since I was a kid. Over the years, generations of our family have gotten involved in the business, and I'll search just about anywhere I can to find hidden treasures both big and small. I never know what I'll turn up next. It's about exploring new places, seeing new sights, and having fun. And even though sometimes I get over my head, we try and make things a little better along the way. This is Curiosity Inc. Hi guys, and welcome to today's episode. It is a beautiful morning here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I'm at the Philbrook Museum of Art. It's beautiful grounds, nice green grass all over the place, and probably the more surprising thing is that this entire building used to be somebody's house, and this was their yard. You can't even see across it, it's so big. It's a massive property, but this whole area where this building is, this museum is, it's all massive estates. It's actually really impressive. Oklahoma and Tulsa specifically has some really beautiful homes and structures, Art Deco downtown. So we're going to tour around a little bit today, but we're going to start our day here at the Philbrook Museum of Art and see what they have in store. So let's head inside and get today's episode started. Let's go. All right. The first sort of area that I've entered in here, nice little hallway. This is kind of a neat piece. It's like an upholstered mannequin who's got all this decoration and stuff going on. What's even more kind of interesting here, I'll back up so you guys can see. I think that's kind of cool. The artist is Nick Cave, and I wonder if it's the same Nick Cave who's a musician. If so, he's a wonderful songwriter, lyricist, musician. Went and saw him, and a former punk rock and roller. If it's the same guy, which it could be, that's a really neat piece. Milton Avery. It's kind of interesting. They have like some classics mixed in with more, I would say like folk art. Clementine Hunter. I'm sure they'll have some maybe sergeants or singers here too, so we'll see. Always love having a look around a museum and gallery. Well, I guess this must be the part of the building that used to be somebody's house. What a grand house this would have been too. So this piece just looks like blocks of wood with an umbrella, and as you walk around, see, totally flat. They carved the face into the wood itself. And I guess that's his little bowler hat. But see, it's almost like you pushed your face into the wood. Interesting how they did that. And they got the grains. The grains make it look kind of like wrinkles. It's neat. I guess this room must have been like the library. Obviously, these are old bookshelves built into the wall, and they've got some that are set up as they would have been. But look at the wood ceiling. More importantly though, look at this really cool light fixture. Oh my gosh, isn't that neat? The globe, and then it's got all the symbols like Taurus and Aries and Sagittarius all the way around. I think it's like stained glass. I'm kind of a little bit in love with that light fixture, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I need a den like this. This is a good place for a guy to hang out and have your collections and do stuff in, but that lamp, oh man, that is neat stuff. I think this would have been, is this the main entrance? I can't tell if this would have been. But look at that. Got these carved columns, and then the big sort of patio out there that looks out at the grounds. Imagine there being a piano in here or something at one point. And every bit of the ceiling is painted. All the beams, everything are just all hand decorated. the original equestrian portrait of Philip IV. It's a reimagination of Velasquez's 17th century original, it says. So there's the original. And this is, and incidentally, this is huge, but this is the modern take of it. I think it's neat. He's got his sword. He's got his sweet kicks on. It's supposed to be a, you know, it's funny. I guess it's probably as fantastic as the original probably would have been, but I don't know. That's a massive painting too. Look how big that is. This room probably has 20-foot ceilings, and that thing takes up the, is it 20 feet? Probably close to it. It's a big painting. You know, one place I'd like to go that I've never been is, I've been to Italy, but I haven't been to Pompeii or that area. But you look at the glass that was made at that time. Roman pitcher, 3rd to 4th century. Of course it says unknown. Do you imagine? Oh yeah, that was Bill McCready who built that back in the 3rd century. He lived across the street from Old Paul. Of course, it'd be difficult to track down who that is, but it survived all those years. So I would say fragile, but I remember going to the Murano Glassworks, and they would actually take one of their hand-blown glasses and they would throw it on the ground and it wouldn't break, just because I guess their process created really durable glass. But you know, you got pieces in here from the early to mid 20th century, and you've got something that's, you know, 3rd to 4th century, and it survived. More glassworks. And it looks like kind of a fish or serpent, candlestick stem, parfait, wine cordial, champagne glasses. Oh, dolphin. It's dolphins on there. That's what that is. So they say. Well, it's interesting. Anybody at home ever ride a catfish to work? That's one way to get around. It's an interesting fountain sculpture. I guess this probably would have been originally full of water, of course, and probably shot water out of the fish's mouth. She's pulling up on it. On the walls we have a lot of old masters paintings. What's the age on this? 1505. It's phenomenal condition for being that old. It almost looked like panels that would have come out of a monastery or a church at one point, being skinny like that. Definitely lots to see. I'm gonna watch my step here too. You know, the wing that I'm in right now, it seems like it's mainly these early masters, Umbrian school, Madonna with Child. I'm just impressed with how vibrant the colors are. I mean, there's probably been some sort of restoration over the years, but the colors are just fantastic on these considering their age. So on the 1500s paintings, you can see the colors are very sort of flat, and the lighting is simple. And then you get 100 or 150 years later, so you have this Dutch work, and very dramatic. You can see the use of the darks and the lights, and actually in person it looks a lot even darker than what you guys can see here on camera. But you know, the way the light's kind of bouncing and reflecting off his face. You've got a little bit of a light source as the sun setting by the bridge there. Just different ways of playing with the light and structure. And the form, you know, then it's not just standing straight up and down. There's, you know, he's there, he's resting, he's laying down, so a little bit more dramatic pose. You can see the way the art form starts to slowly shift over the years. Kind of neat. Well, let's see if we can go upstairs, see what's up here. Cool, I bet my brother Steve would like these big bronze dog statues. What year are these from? Female Great Dane, bronze. It's about 1939. Got ears back and ears forward. Feels like something like in Ghostbusters that would come to life. There is no Zool. Jules Breton, the Flax Spinner, 1872. That's a nice little scene. Yeah, hang that in the house. Can't imagine what it's worth, but I think it's just a lovely little image from back then. It was like these happy sort of coastal or fishing scenes, people just being busy going about their work. Colors are nice. I like it. I'll take it. Here's a dramatic piece from 1797, The Death of Cato. Now I look at this and you see this terrible scene of this Roman senator that killed himself because he didn't want to concede to Julius Caesar. But where my brain goes is, well, heck, that's the worst tourniquet I've ever seen tied. It's like they had no idea what they were doing. I got a wound. Okay, well, just wrap it around your leg and throw it around there, and anywhere but the wound. This guy's just, what's he doing? Ah! None of them are helpful. Not one, I don't know. Was this the guy that tied the tourniquet around his leg when he's got a wound in his side? Who knows? This guy shouldn't even be there. He's bringing him like some pie. Hey, I've got your apple pie. And then, ooh, what's going on? So funny. I mean, very dramatic scene, but not one person is helping the guy. I did discover the North American Indian or Indigenous wing of the museum. They've got this beautiful, large Pueblo pot. Look at the size of that thing. You can kind of see. And the woven basket. Look at the beadwork on these gloves. It's so fine. I'm always happy to come across early Indigenous items in my travels. You're lucky enough to find blankets and beaded items on occasion. It always strikes me that, you've got these amphoras, that's over 2,000 years old. It's from 540 BC. Same with this as well, early 4th century BC. And you can still use it. You can still use that as a jug. You can put stuff in it, still hold liquid, it's still totally functional. Not that you'd want to. But now you go to like a coffee shop, you get paper cups, you throw them out. I think from now on I'm gonna start using amphora. I'm gonna bring one of those in next time I'm in the Starbucks. Fill it up, please. I would be like the venti size. But it's just amazing that these things last as long as they do. That was probably dug up somewhere. It's in near perfect condition. And this room that I'm in was probably somebody's bedroom at one point, because I'm in the old part of the house. And now there's a sarcophagus in here. They call it a mummy case. Seems like they would have had a different word for that. That's where you put your mummies. Put it in the mummy case. Does it have its original packaging? Yes, it does. But look at the vibrant colors, lots of reds. I mean, they had to use plants and things to dye, so you see a lot of green and blue. I can't use my my flashlight to brighten it up. And the face would have been gold. Kind of see some of the remnants of gold. So gold face, sort of dark blue details. It's been fascinating. So this piece is done recently by a Pakistani artist, Anila Qayyum Aga. I probably did not say that right, and I apologize. But what I like about it is that it's not as much about the sculpture itself, which is really nice and very well done. It's about the negative space around it, the reflections, the shadows, which you can see behind it. And then if you look at the floor, you can see the light bouncing back. In this kind of setting, you really get the full effect, but kind of a prism effect. But it looks almost like lace in a way. Some pieces of the more modern art you might not really get at first. These are all sections of fire hose which are stretched out over a board. I don't know how they adhered it, staple or glue or whatever they did, but the neat thing is it's a statement piece. Those are all hoses that were used in the civil rights movement against people. It's from that era, 1960s. And you know, when you first look at it, you go, well, it's just some hoses. Then you realize it's got a bit more going on. And I think you know, pieces like that can be a conversation starter. It just takes up a fair amount of space in this one section of modern art. And at first I thought, oh, that's strange. It's just a bunch of fire hose. And then you read about it and it says that these are hoses used against protesters during the civil rights movement. And you go, well, that's actually kind of cool. Here's another one. You might look at this and go, why is there an old leather suitcase inside an art gallery? And that's not actually leather. That's all clay. There's a ceramic. It's a sculpture that's made to exactly replicate leather. And they did such a good job that even the tears where it's been worn, where the buckles have come off, the brass and bronzing, that is some serious attention to detail. They made that thing look exactly like an antique suitcase. You would never know, unless you read that it was ceramic, you would never know that wasn't a real antique suitcase in there. In this section, they have glass art, like this piece by Robert Wilson, called Concert on the Range. And you've got a cast optical crystal, sandblasted and blown glass bowl. Japanese, it's called casket, glass, platinum, and gold leaf. And Norma Minkowitz fiber and paint torso. Just nicely done. I mean, that would have taken a long time to weave that, or take that material and form it even. After the rainfall, glazed ceramic. I wonder what the little square represents in there. It doesn't say. What do you guys think? Why would they put the little square right in the middle of that piece? Wonder what it represents. Texas seed pod out of porcelain. Weed, 1993. Raku ceramic. I thought I was actually done having a look around the museum, but there's a whole basement here, a whole sub-level, so we're gonna walk down here and have a look around. Oh, they've got all kinds of stuff. Well, I'm in the basement of the house and they have this room, and again, the ceiling height down here is like 10 feet, so it still doesn't feel like a basement. This is the southwest, or I guess the Santa Fe room, and this was done this way as part of the house. Had different furniture, of course, at the time, but this is as it was. This massive house, 30,000 square foot home, was only lived in by the family for 9 or 10 years. And then it was donated to the state as a museum. Just can't imagine all that work. You only live here for a decade or so. The one thing that's always missing from a museum like this or a gallery is there's not nearly enough paintings of seagulls and pumpkins. It's the one thing that oh, well, never mind. There we go, exactly what I was looking for, seagulls and pumpkins. So if you're curious to see what the back of this house looked like, this is kind of the patio area outside of the, I guess what the main entrance would have been. So we're in the back. They had this viewing deck up top, And what did they look out at? This. Can you imagine if this was your backyard? A fair bit of upkeep, but wow. Well, that's it for me in the Philbrook Museum of Art in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's a beautiful place to go walk about. In fact, that's what I'm doing, you know? You can explore the grounds, you can take in the art. They have a restaurant, and there's lots of other things to see that I didn't show you. So make sure to come down and check it out if you're ever in the Tulsa area. I think it's definitely a must. I mean, what a gorgeous setting. I can just walk all along here, have this beautiful old villa manor in the background, these wonderful grounds all around me to explore. I can't think of a better way to spend a sunny and beautiful spring morning. So to you guys at home, thank you for watching. Hope you like my little my exploration videos. I'm laughing because I'm like, gosh, sometimes I say really stupid things, but that's why you're here. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for exploring with me. Make sure to subscribe for more episodes if you haven't done that already. Hit the like button too. And as for me, I'm gonna go for a nice little walk this morning and carry on with my day. So have a wonderful day, guys. We'll see y'all soon, and bye for now.